When I was a child, no cryptid or monster frightened me more than the Dover demon. And to this day, the Dover demon sightings seem quite strange and unusual to me, as it was only ever seen by three teenagers who didn't really know each other that well, in 1977, over the course of 48 hours, in a 2-mile stretch around Dover, Massachusetts. The first to see the strange creature was a 17-year-old named Bill Bartlett, as he was driving with his friends around 10:30 p.m. when he saw something strange standing on a broken rock wall. He only saw the strange being for a few seconds, but he was able to get a good look at it as it turned and glared at him. He described it as small, maybe the size of a monkey, with a large egg-shaped head that had no features beyond 2 large glowing eyes. The body was small, with a distended stomach. Its arms and legs were long and spindly, with fingers and toes that were like long digits grasping the rocks. Bill turned to ask his friends if they had seen the thing. They had not, and when he turned back, it was gone. But Bill was able to draw this famous sketch, and on this sketch he wrote, "I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature." A few hours later, around midnight, John Baxter was walking home from his girlfriend's house when he saw in the distance, walking toward him on the road, what he thought was a friend. But as they got closer to each other, he noticed that what he thought was a friend was probably not even human. When John and this thing were about 15 feet apart, John spoke, and at that point the creature darted into the woods, where it stopped and turned and looked at him for just a moment. It was at that point John was able to see the long, spindly fingers grasping a tree trunk, toes like fingers grasping a rock, and a large head with faintly glowing eyes and no facial features of any kind. The next evening, also around midnight, 15-year-old Abby Brabham saw the exact same creature walking on all fours across the road. All three witnesses who didn't really know each other that well saw almost the exact same thing, and it's never been seen again.
Hello? Who's in here? Show yourself. Oh my God. What is that?
Strange sighting in Alaska has a lot of people scratching their heads this morning. Take a look. An Alaska Bureau of Land Management worker in Fairbanks was checking out the ice on Wednesday when he saw this. He recorded something moving up the river. Now, this video was posted to the Bureau's Facebook page. They admitted they're not sure exactly what it is. Then they added, "We're letting you be the judge."
Whoa.
And it's not something that has that ice on it.
Well, that's what I thought, but then look how it curves and it's all attached.
My first thought would be a sturgeon.
Yeah.
But sturgeons dwell at the bottom of lakes.
It looks like an alligator, which we know it isn't. They don't live.
It does look like an alligator.
You know, but it looks like
yeah.
a cold water alligator.
Weird.
Look at this thing, bro. This looks crazy. I hope this is fake, because if it's real, this person might want to run, because this is supposedly a mythical creature from Indonesia that can disappear and reappear and shapeshift into a human. But it looks like it's on Demon Time. Hey, this is crazy to me. I'd be scared if a human ran at me like this. Look at that.
In 1959, a colonel named Remy van Leerd from the Belgian Air Force encountered what is considered the biggest snake in the world, speculated to weigh an upwards of 550 pounds and measuring around 50 feet in length. And while returning from a mission in the Congo by helicopter, they encountered this huge reptile. He circled the snake in order to get a good picture, and he claims that when he flew lower for a closer inspection, the snake rose approximately 10 feet, and it gave the impression that it would attack. So he snapped a quick picture of the snake and flew back. Multiple snake experts and zoologists have analyzed the picture taken and have all verified it as authentic. The following picture is of the giant Congo snake. Thanks again, awesome people, for watching the whole video and supporting my channel. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Breaking news, this eerie 33-second security footage showing a mysterious pale figure is hitting the internet by storm and has sparked a huge debate on what exactly it is. Recorded from a CCTV camera in Moorhead, Kentucky, a bizarre cryptid-like creature that has lanky limbs and is hunched over can be seen approaching the homeowner's car. The person who has access to the footage can be heard saying, "You can clearly see his face." But what do you guys think it is?
What appears to be a very tall being seen doing push-ups on a hilltop.
Where I live in the Appalachian Mountains, we have the no you don't rules, and last night those rules saved my life. The rules are: if you hear something, no you don't. If you see something, no you don't. And if something calls your name, no it didn't, and leave quickly without running. Last night something was on my porch walking with soft but thudding footsteps. I closed my curtains as tight as I could and locked my bedroom door. The footsteps never went away. I was awake until almost 3 a.m. and I could still hear them. But never once did I look out my window or leave my room. I could tell the longer it went on, the angrier it got. It would move faster and more frequently, and I heard a distorted growl that sounded like a drill stripping a screw. I could have shrugged it off as a wild animal, but I knew better. And what happens next told me it was not just some animal. I was on a phone call with my friend to make it think I wasn't alone. But then the call kept dropping, and my friend told me that he kept hearing static through the phone. I then tried to call my next-door neighbor, who I am also friends with. She never picked up, but every time the phone rang I could hear the static my friend was talking about. I ended up falling asleep sometime around 3 a.m. When I woke up it was broad daylight, and the footsteps were gone. When talking to my neighbor on Discord, she told me she was outside around the same time and told me she saw something that looked like a weird wolf. So I know I wasn't imagining things last night.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? Oh my god.
Let me start out by saying that I am not a wildlife expert or a biologist. But I've been hunting since I was a little kid, and I've seen deer do some pretty crazy things. I'm pretty confident what we're looking at here is a deer that has been injured and is defending itself. I really don't think it's a disease like chronic wasting disease or blue tongue, because generally the symptoms with those conditions are a lack of fear, not necessarily aggression. It could certainly be a disease, but I think it's an injury. Now, deer can become very aggressive when they're injured, and you should never ever approach one unless you know what you're doing, because their hooves are very sharp. They can kick you and hurt you badly or even kill you. And that growl was not a growl. It was a grunt or a snort. It's something they often do defensively. Again, not a knot deer, not a skinwalker, just a deer that's probably been injured, and you should never ever approach a deer in that situation.